Hey gang, I'm Luke and welcome to the 60th episode of Down from the Attic. First off, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who supported the channel up to this point. You guys really keep my drive to keep making these videos, so really, thank you so much. But with it being a 60th episode, I think it's time to look at something a little bit special and a little bit different. Grab your acid wash denim jacket, slap a cassette into the boombox. Time to shop till you drop and go wild in the aisles with a totally tubular, 80s to the max, radical mall madness. Let's get this bodacious beast of a game down and check it out.
First off, box art, and this is just screamingly 80s, as is the instruction manual, and I kinda love it. And I know what you're thinking, pink? Pink? It must be a girly game, and it sure as hell was marketed as that, but this game, the only girly thing about it is the box, trust me on this. Well, aside from these girls' clothing stores in the game, and the fact that all the play pieces are girls, but trust me, this game is worth getting past that. Contents! And for a box as big as this, you better believe that this is crammed full of stuff. What is it about talking games that requires the box to be the size of an aircraft carrier? Anyway, what's included? One massive game board, a stack of paper money, 4 player buying boards, multiple pegs, the play pieces, these shop pieces, all these shop front cards, 4 plastic credit cards, 2 sale signs, 1 clearance sign, these upper walkways, these upper bridges, and of course, the talking unit. Assembling this sucker can take some time. All the little shop fronts need to slot into the beige holders and they need to go in the correct order, as do these fountains, the elevators, the bridges and the walkways. But when you're done, holy crap, this is simply stunning. There has never been a time I've brought this beaut out and someone hasn't gone, wow. This is a gorgeous game board, no doubt about it, and it is absolutely chock full of details. Every single shop is a pun, they all have different storefronts, different signs. Each player's car park has different cars, and just visually, this looks like a mall from the 80s. You can tell a lot of care went into making this look the best it can, and it really does. Top marks on presentation. The aim of the game is to be the first person to snag 6 items from the stores and make it back to your car park before the other players. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, stores have flash sales and clearances, and you'll need to manage your money, buy items for the cheapest price, and limit your trips to the bank. Setup, and this is pretty easy. Every player starts in their coloured car park, red in red, blue in blue, etc. In their buying boards, they fit 6 little pegs into the little cradle in the centre, or 10 if you're playing for a super long game of this. They get their credit card and start off with £150, 1 £50 note, 3 £20 notes, 3 £10 notes and 2 £5 notes. And I do mean pounds, because this is the English version of this game, and it becomes abundantly clear once you turn the speaker unit on.
Attention shoppers, there is a clearance at the bookshop. There is a sale at the sports shop. And at the toy shop.
I have to admit, this really surprised me and made me smile so much when I first got my copy of this.
12.
I'd seen videos on YouTube with American voices and dollars, but no. They actually went to the extent of re-recording this with British voices and using British pounds.
Take £50.
You've got to love the dedication to detail. The game will ask you which colour players are going to be playing.
Hi, red. Hi, blue.
And you press the
Hi,
move button
green.
to confirm that colour is playing.
Hi, yellow.
Once this is done, the game begins, and the game will announce which stores have a sale on and which have a clearance on.
Attention shoppers, there is a clearance at the computer shop. There is a sale at the fashion boutique. And at the opticians.
But what does this mean? Well, stores that have a sale or a clearance sign mean you pay the sale or clearance price. Looking on your buying board, you can see how the price goes down, clearance being the cheapest. So hightailing it to the shop means that you could buy a bargain. So you make it to the store with the clearance sign, time to buy. You put your credit card into the buy slot.
Special clearance.
You buy the item at the clearance price. You then use your paper money to pay the price. Yes, this is a bit confusing. You use your credit card to buy, then buy with the money. Basically, the card presses the button here. There's no money on these plastic cards, they're just plastic. However, the buy button isn't always guaranteed a buy. No, not by a long shot. It may be generous and give you a sale price or a clearance price in a shop that doesn't have the sign. Bargain! But it may tell you,
long queue, try again later.
Or
Out of stock, try again later.
which means you'll have to wait until your next turn to try again. The absolute worst is,
Pay £5 more.
which is just such a kick in the nuts, especially when this happens to be a shop with the clearance sign. Go in there thinking you're getting a bargain? Nah son, let's rip you off. This game can be a real arsehole at times. By the way, the speaker, it has final say on pricing. If you go into a shop without a sale sign and you get a sale price, brilliant!
Special sale.
End up paying more? Tough luck, that's just how it is. Once you've bought an item, you take one of your little pegs on your buying board and put it into the shop you bought it from. 1 down, 6 to go. This also reminds you that you cannot buy from that store again. So those of you thinking you can find the cheapest item in the game and buy it 6 times, no way Jose.
Yellow,
The speaker also
move
tells you how
11.
far to move each turn, no dice here, and it can vary massively from moving 11 to a puny 3 places. And when you're wanting to get across the mall to a bargain, it can feel a touch unfair, but it never continually picks on one player. It is most definitely random. Remember those stores that were designated as sale and clearance? After a certain time in the game, the speaker will make an announcement and the position of these sales will change.
There is a clearance at the camera shop. There is a sale at the department store.
And this
at
can
the
be
chemist.
both a blessing and a curse. You could be right near a sale for it to change and be moved halfway across the board, but similarly, one might land right next to you. It's just the luck of the draw.
So, turn by turn, you'll be buying items from stores using your card to use your cash. It's confusing, I know, but this game was out before chip and pin was even invented, so cut it some slack. But there's gonna come a point where you run out of cash. And where do you go to get cash? No, not your parents, the bank.
So, you make your way to the bank, which is on the first floor. You can use either the stairs in the centre or the elevators at the end of the boards to get to the first floor. Put your card into the bank slot and it will tell you how much you've drawn out.
Take £50.
And again, this can vary,
Take £100.
but sometimes it'll give you a measly £50, and after travelling halfway across the board to get there, you can feel a bit shortchanged, well, practically shortchanged. But this is actually genius. It forces you as the player to think very, very carefully about which stores you're going to and what items you're buying. Certain stores are far more expensive than others, and it requires you to budget and think about which ones you're going to be buying from. The bookstore and the record shop are some of the cheapest in the game. You've bought one item and you're 1/6 of the way to winning, so being picky or tactful about where you shop is kind of important to this game.
And I know there's at least one of you out there thinking, well, I know what I do. I just visit the bank and keep withdrawing money out so I would never run out of it. Ha! This game's got you down pat, you tricky dicky. It knows you're trying that.
If you've been to the bank on your last turn, it flat refuses to give you money until you've made another purchase.
Bank closed.
You have to go away to the shops and buy something to come back. Not feeling so smart now, are you?
Special clearance.
But that's not the only way the speaking unit can screw around with you. Occasionally, it will ask all players to meet at the bank,
Meet all shoppers at the bank.
which, if you're moving across the board to get to a sale or a clearance, it can be a real pain. But everyone receives money, so it's not all a loss.
Red, take £50. Green, take £75.
However, the speaker will move you to the toilets, or to the arcade, or go for pizza.
Yellow, move 7 and send a friend anywhere.
And this can put you far away from your goals. It's a real pain.
Green, move 5 and send a friend for ice cream.
But the most fun of these is being able to move your opponents, send them to the other side of the board, far away from their car park. It's a bit of mean-spirited fun, but when it does come up, it's a blast. So, make your way around the mall, carefully keep track of your money, visit the bank as you need to, hunt those bargains and shift your opponents away from their goals if you can.
A £5 more. Special clearance. Take £50. Special clearance.
Get 6 items, make your way back to the car park, and that is Mall Madness.
So, final thoughts? I friggin' love this game. If you can get past all this girly box art, then there's a really fun game in here. There's a lot to it. Money management, route planning, a little bit of luck, a little bit of strategy, randomness too, and it all comes together in a really fun game. I've brought this out on games nights and it's been always met with a raised eyebrow, like, Luke, really? This game? Yeah, really this game. Like, my friends, after 5 minutes, they're planning their purchases carefully, they're going to the stores with the cheapest bargains to sort of make their cash last longer so they don't have to keep going back to the bank. They're sending players way across the board, really inconveniencing them. And it's a lot of fun. The speaker unit is charming, there's no denying it. There's a lot of charm to that, and the presentation of this thing, it just looks spectacular. There's a lot of care and detail to this game. The speaker as well acts as a really fantastic randomizer. You've got random shops with sales and clearance, and even the stores that don't have the sale sign in front of them, you might get a bargain in them, all down to the speaker. It's quite a clever little unit. I quite like as well the fact that you can all go to the bank together and you all get a random amount of money, or getting randomly moved around the board by the speaker. It's just a lot of fun, this game.
Vintage copies of this are creeping up in price, and finding a copy complete with a working sound unit can run you close to nearly £100. I got mine with bits missing, and I was fortunate enough to pick up those pieces on eBay. The game has been re-released over the years: a 1996 re-release, a 2005 re-release, a Hannah Montana re-release, ooh, a Littlest Pet Shop re-release, ooh.
But this game is getting a brand new re-release this year, so those of you not wanting to get a vintage copy like this one can get a brand spanking new copy of it, and honestly, I highly recommend it. This is a really fun game. Thanks to everybody for getting me up to 60 episodes, and thanks to everybody who subscribed along the way. Well, as always, I'm Luke, thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.